This is Live Music Showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. Today, we are in studio with a trio of brothers, the Lubben brothers, and they're bringing their sound from the Midwest and then from Tennessee all the way to our studio and into your radio listening holes. How you guys doing?
Great. We're so happy to be here. Yeah, it's funny. We escaped 18-degree temperatures in Nashville.
So yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that fact here in Florida, where I came in a t-shirt and was sweating in January. It still boggles my mind. But let's hear a song first. What's the first one called?
This is an old fiddle tune we learned years back. I think growing up in Iowa. This is Sugar Hill.
The Lubben Brothers here on Live Music Showcase. Oh my God, the strings are alive here in the Live Music Studio. Put it this way: if you're listening right now and maybe you're listening online at WMNF.org, which is a very smart way to do it. You can actually watch this show here live in studio as it's happening. Just go to Facebook or YouTube. On Facebook, you can go to WMNF's Live Music Showcase. And on YouTube, you can go to WMNF Community Radio. We've got a full production video live stream, video audio. The studio looks great. The crew has been working tirelessly week after week to make this studio look better and better every single week. We're so proud of how far it's come and how far it's yet to come still. We got some new equipment. We're super happy about that. Everyone's lit correctly. It's exciting. It's very, very exciting. So tell me about what I think we could, at this point, consider the Great White North, which is everything north of Florida right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's that like?
Well, it honestly feels a lot like home, being back in the Nashville area. So we grew up in Iowa, and we did spend 3 very chilling years in northern Minnesota.
So that is cold.
Wow. What were you doing in northern Minnesota?
Trying to survive.
Trying to survive. Yes, of course. I mean, trying to stay warm, basically.
That's actually where we first started touring back in when we were about 17.
Yeah, it was kind of a gap year right before we went into college where we started taking our music on the road and like building a little community up there.
Wow. Okay. So is there a big music scene up there?
No. No, there isn't.
Not much.
But
Throughout
it was
there is. But
it was a safe way for us to get started because we were just figuring out how to play professionally, and we had started classically when we were 5,
right?
And we were doing competitions and performing classically by the time we were 14 and 15. But we grew up playing this music just for fun. It was a hobby, and it was just one of those miraculous things where we were just out playing, and people were like booking us for things because they liked this music, and we're like, wow, we actually are getting paid for things now. And we realized this is something we could do. And we started out doing mostly bluegrass.
Yeah.
Got tired of doing 3 chords.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is Michael and I write hundreds of songs. Tom is also a songwriter, but he's more of a book writer. He's studied English and is
a little long-winded.
Oh, yeah. He's very long-winded. That's why we're not doing any of Tom's songs today, because we only have 45 minutes.
That's okay.
But we started writing our own songs, and as classical musicians, we needed to do more musically creative things, and just really got excited about the folk genre because it would just pool all the different cultures together. In Iowa, there was a lot of Irish and Welsh influence too in the music.
Sure.
And so that last one, I think, was probably from the Appalachians.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah, and so you hear a lot of that Irish flavor in it.
I was just gonna say it's either Appalachia or Ireland.
Right.
And there's a big crossover there too. It's all the immigrants.
Absolutely.
And I think it's just a really cool, just exciting, adventurous feel to it. And so a lot of our music has that influence, but also very rootsy. That's what Tennessee makes sense. We're definitely not country, but people appreciate seeing the instruments we play.
Well, Iowa's its own kind of country. As a boy from Missouri, I can tell you.
Oh yeah.
We are neighbors, I guess you could say. Dude, sort of, kind of. All right, so let's get into another song. After that, I definitely want to let the listeners have a little insight into what it's like being triplets who are performing together. Earlier, you heard him say when we were 5, like they were literally, they were 5 years old.
That's
like
a good point.
3 or 4 minutes apart, I'm sure.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so what's the next one called?
This is the Progress Express. It's an original. Every folk band needs to do a song about trains, so this is ours.
I like the self-awareness. Very nice.
Welcome aboard the Progress Express. We are going too fast to leave regrets. You're the last American. Hurry, we'll fit you inside. There's a million cars and there's a billion seats. We are grabbing every living soul off the streets. If they won't come closer, we'll just roll them over in time. Just like the river, just like the rain, just like the miles behind this train. So time keeps rushing on, and it's with you, then it's gone. And there's no light at the end of the tunnel for me. Well, every right is wrong, and every wrong is right. Just lock your doors and windows when you sleep tonight. Just 'cause a train is stopping doesn't mean you're hopping off. We have outlawed rules, so we're breaking none. So we're morally better and we're having fun. So just play it cool, that's the only rule left. Just like the river, just like the rain, just like the miles behind this train. So time keeps rushing on, and it's with you, then it's gone. There's no light at the end
of the tunnel for me. You can buy a house or you can buy a town. You can buy a girlfriend, you can buy a crown. You can buy some justice, the price is just as cheap. But you can buy a following, you can buy a new face. But happiness is still too expensive these days. Buy a drink or two, just don't think it through tonight. Like the river, just like the rain, just like the miles behind this train. So time keeps rushing on, it's with up then it's gone. There's no light at the end of the tunnel for me. Just like the river, just like the rain, just like the miles behind this train. So time keeps rushing on, it's with up and it's on. There's no light at the end of the tunnel for me.
You know what they say, sometimes the light at the end of the tunnel is the next great thing in your life.
There we go.
And sometimes it's a train.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And you never really know until you get there. Live Music Showcase. If you're just joining us, welcome. We have the Lubben brothers here in studio all the way from Nashville, Tennessee / Iowa and / apparently Northern Michigan for a brief period of time. They are triplets, plus their drummer, Jorge Sebastian. Did I say that right, Jorge? So you got a mic in there? He should have.
Yes.
Okay,
He
good.
should have.
Okay. Just making sure.
To be able to defend himself.
He better have a mic. He's got like 5 mics in there. Yeah, no. So, all right. Mark had a great question before the show that I think it's simple, but it's very good because, you know, as triplets, I would imagine, not being one myself, that when you were little, you did a lot of things together. I would even argue, is it possible, like you maybe did most things together? Is that accurate?
Yeah, we really did. We got our driver's licenses together. We always were in the same room growing up. I mean, actually, through our first 2 years of college, we're also in the same dorm room. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty weird. I mean, but that's one of the reasons we got good at music is because we just always played together since before we even started lessons.
Now, was that a competitive thing, or was it? I was going to see you like, yeah, I'm better at guitar than you are at banjo. There, what do you think
That's
about that?
always existed, you know.
Honestly, I think this band kind of took the edge off of the competition because when we started, we all studied classically since we were 5, and we started studying the same things.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all doing violin and piano, and so that was very competitive because it's like, well, I practiced for 3 hours today, and I'm better at this concerto than you are. And so that was more competitive. But when we picked up these instruments, they were just complementing each other. It wasn't, oh, I'm better at this instrument than you.
Sure.
I'm the only one that really does guitar. Mike is the only one that does banjo. And so it was like one of those things where we could actually support each other more.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, you have to work together. Yeah.
and I think Michael mentioned that we shared a room growing up. I think that was one of the best things that our parents did because we had to work out so much that way. It was like, just shut them up in their room. They'll figure it out. Either they're going to kill each other or they're going to learn how to live together. And I think it was those early years of becoming actual friends and not just like tolerating each other.
Sure.
That helped us do this as a career.
So you've accomplished that. You guys you're tight. You're good.
Most of the time.
Of course. I mean, no one's that tight.
Well, that's the crazy thing about being triplets, because even though we were born 2 and 3 minutes apart, we totally have like that firstborn, middle child, and last child personalities. Like Michael's the firstborn. He's arrogant. He doesn't care about people.
Okay.
Joshua's the visionary young, you know, and I'm
Okay.
the middle triplet. So like my job in life has been to keep them from killing each other.
Ah.
You say that, but then you just insulted him, said that he was arrogant.
I
and,
think
like,
his job.
I'm
in
helping
life
him
is
be
just
self-aware. Is
being
all.
boring and having a mustache and just
That's not boring at all.
yeah. The
So
goat
if there was
farm.
if there was not proof before that they're siblings, there definitely is now. Absolutely.
A little comment about the Iowa thing. So
Yeah.
we grew up on a goat farm. That's what we did.
Oh.
And Tom was just with the goats a little more than we were. that was the real problem.
Well, this is the
that a bad
funniest thing
thing?
too, because without like without actually knowing that you guys are triplets, you all have your own your own physical identity. You all one's we got a mustache, we've got a what do they
A
call it?
something.
Stubble,
Yeah,
a stubble, a sort of beard
Mud.
with
A
long
sort of
hair.
beard.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can say that because that's the beard I keep when I'm not being lazy and I just let it grow
yeah,
out.
that's what I got going.
And then the clean cut guy over here on the far end, and it's I would suspect it may be kind of a reflection of your internal differences as well. Yeah.
I think it definitely is. Yeah. Joshua went over, on the deep end and got the tattoos and the long hair.
yeah, he's like,
Ooh.
he's the youngest triplet, so he's always trying to be like,
You
I mean-
understand? You're the youngest, right?
I'm the oldest.
You're the, oh,
I am.
okay. You're
Yeah.
the youngest. That's who. Okay. There has to be some solidarity for me in here.
well, he's always tried to be like an independent person, like feel like
Sure.
he's unique, but he's not. He's 1/3 of a
He's
human.
1/3.
basically. Yeah.
Okay. So okay. All right. I want to get. I actually really love to talk about this dynamic because I find it very interesting. All of that. But let's get into another song first. Can we do that? What's the next one called?
This next one is the title track of our most recent album, Wonder. And I actually wrote this, talking about the whole growing up together, playing music together thing is really connected because the three of us are very distinct from the rest of our family in Iowa. They're all farmers, and just a long tradition of living right in that rural area of Iowa. And then the three of us just had this bug that we had to play music. We're playing all the time. And it was a passion for us. Writing and performing together became so serious, and we started to make a living doing it. And it was funny because we were actually on tour, and I was just thinking about the next show, and I was just not excited for it. It was just this moment of realization for me, like if I'm up here and I'm doing this and I'm not excited and I'm not passionate, then I could be doing anything else. It'd be so much easier to make a living doing something else. And as a result, I wrote this song because I needed to get the wonder and the passion back that made me do this in the first place. So this is Wonder.
Guess I grew up fast, too fast, and never let the grass grow high underneath my feet till I wanted it all back. Guess I didn't know back then just how fast life goes, and then you're wishing you could start again when make-believe made sense. Well, it's time to wander again. It's time to color this gray I'm living in, and learn to love my life again. Mama says I grew up fast, at last I know she's right. But I figure if I try, this time the clock can turn back. 'Cause I didn't know back then just how fast life goes, and then you're wishing you could start again when living free made sense. Well, it's time to wander again. It's time to color this gray I'm living in, and learn to love my life again. Well, it's time to wander again. Oh, it's time to color this gray I've lived in. Oh, and learn to love my life again.
Ooh, I really like the melody in that one. Yeah, classically trained.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Classically trained for guitarists often means, and if you're just joining us, we're live in studio with the Lubben brothers. And, as a guitarist myself, I can say this. Usually, classically trained just means you learned about the circle of fifths,
Yeah.
and that's about it for a
Yeah.
guitarist. But I think that your training goes a lot deeper than that, yeah?
Well, yeah, and in a way, I think I'm fortunate because when it comes to guitar, I'm self-taught, which is a little scary. I wouldn't like to say that I don't describe myself as a guitarist first. I'm really a cellist and a pianist. Those are my classical instruments. Guitar was something that I taught myself since I was little, but we went to a bunch of open-air jams and concerts, and so I learned by watching a lot. And I think that helped because you can get so in the weeds with guitar, and it's...
Absolutely.
But especially when it comes to music like this, it relies on your ear and just being entrenched in the genre and being surrounded by good music. And if you do that and you're paying attention, that's usually the best way to learn.
Not to mention that when you're playing guitar in this genre, more often than not, it's more of a rhythm instrument than it is a melody instrument, unless you're actually taking the lead and playing solos.
It's kind of one of the reasons it's harder for Joshua to switch instruments with us because we need guitar so much.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to get him to get his cello in here more often, but man, he's a lot better guitarist than Tom and I are.
I love it. What's the next one called? I see you sitting down at the piano.
Yeah, this next one is another original from our Wonder album. It's called Far From Home, and I think the song is pretty self-explanatory. It's one that Joshua wrote, but it got to us living down in South Florida for as long as we did, just the lack of country and open spaces. We got a lot of inspiration, especially for composition from that, so we're kind of just dreaming about it. I think that's kind of where he wrote this song.
Yeah, it is a story song in that, and you'll notice in the second verse I mentioned a bird singing outside my window, and that happened because at the time we were living down in West Palm. We grew up in Iowa surrounded by birds and nature and all that. And in West Palm, I had one bird that lived in our complex. There was only one bird, and that bird had been gone for 6 months, and it finally came back and was singing, and it was this most beautiful, heartbreaking thing. And it made me like, what am I doing here? I got to move. So that was kind of the inspiration. This is Far From Home.
Right on. Take it away.
The mountain air, early mornings, and you were there, lost in the sunrise mist. 5 a.m., but I didn't care. Now I'm buried deep in the city's lights. How long fit for sleep? And I wonder how I stayed so far from mountains and rivers, the quiet and calm, and made the fall far from home. A bird sang by my since I've seen one go. Guess it's time to be packed up and leaving. It's been too long pitching tents for home. Too long, very deep in the city's lights, a long fitful sleep. And I wonder how I stay so far from mountains and rivers, the quiet and calm that made the fall far from home. Tomorrow morning I'll be in Carolina. Tomorrow night I'll be outside your door. Spent years chasing dreams, chasing shadows. Been searching, don't matter what for. I'll be back to stay in the mountains and rivers, the quiet and calm, to never fall far from home.
The Lubben Brothers here on Live Music Showcase. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Okay, so on the geographic list of places where you all have resided, we have starting point in Iowa, and then Michigan.
It was actually Minnesota.
I'm sorry, Minnesota. What
But
did I
we-
say?
We lived
Minnesota.
several other places first because our dad moved us around a lot. He was
Okay.
in a niche business position and
Uh-huh.
was getting jobs everywhere. So we got to see a lot of the parts of the country we'd later play in too, which was. And I think that's one reason we stuck together so much is because we had to be our own core friends, because we couldn't take other friends with us.
That
And
makes perfect sense.
It's actually really, I think, a special thing for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like we said before the show. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're brothers in a band, your brothers in a band on tour. Your brothers in a band on tour who haven't killed each other yet.
That's
Something's
an
got to be
accomplishment.
going right.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point. Like, there are layers of things that could go wrong that haven't, which is very cool. At the end of the day, when the dynamic works, it just works.
Yep.
And the other thing I want to say is I never hear harmonies sound as good as when they are done with siblings.
Yeah.
Siblings always have the best harmonies because you guys grew up singing together, right?
Amen to that.
Yeah. Well, no, they all very clearly have different voices.
Well, thank you.
Similar ranges, but not the same voices.
We played that on our mom once. It's like, does she really know our voices apart? And we went in a different room and closed the door, and we each took turns talking to her. She actually did mess it up a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was when
well.
we were teenagers and all had like hormonal
Oh, well,
that could've
then
been
in
part
that
of it.
case,
That doesn't count.
it's like a voice distorter
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of the day. Yeah. All right. So real quick, before we keep going, to all the listeners at home, just to let you know, we are at the halfway point of the show, and the halfway point of the show is our AMA, Ask Musicians Anything segment. It is your chance to call. They're just finding out about this now. It's your chance to call in with any questions or comments that you might have for the Lubben Brothers. 813-239-9663. Our board op, Charlie, will take your questions. He'll send them over here to me. I will ask those questions at the end of the show, no matter what they are. If they're weird, they're getting asked.
Let's do it.
Love the weirdest of the weird. And, I actually started mentioning it earlier, but then we got kind of sidetracked. Mark had a great question. The question was, of the three of you, who picked up an instrument first?
Oh gosh!
Wow, I kind of feel like we all did it at the same time.
Same
Kind of
time.
a triplet thing.
That being
Yeah.
said, my earliest memory is actually we had this weird toy organ thing in a room, and I remember playing a song I had heard at church by ear when I was 3, and that was my first memory. But there are some family videos of us like walking around with instruments when we were like toddlers, so who knows?
Wow.
Yeah, I would thank my parents again for that because they let us have instruments in our hands at those ages.
They were
Yeah.
they were like, you know, a lot of parents are like, yeah, I love that he's interested in drums. I just don't have any hearing in my left ear anymore.
Oddly enough, there
Times
were
3. Yeah.
yeah, there were no drums in our house. So
Right,
that
yeah,
was
bluegrass.
where-
Yeah.
Well, that's where Jorge comes in. I don't know if you like to be able to play along with our music with all its weird classical eccentricity. Have to be a complete animal. Jorge is such an exceptional drummer.
Yeah, and we keep him in a little box all by himself.
That's
because-
where we keep drummers on this show.
Yeah, and I think he prefers that because he's safer that way. And I always think it's so funny. It's so difficult for anyone to join the three of us. Like we've been doing this together our entire lives. We don't cue each other anymore. We just do everything together.
Uh-huh.
And then a drummer just has to like, oh, okay, so everything is just changing and weird and classical
He
and
is
whatever.
so good off the cuff.
And he reads every little cue I give him. I actually direct theater, and he's played in my orchestras on orchestral percussion, and while I'm playing piano, and the only cues I give him are like eyebrows or a head nod every so often. And
And he's got it.
I like twitch an eyebrow, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna repeat the chorus. Let's go."
That's where the hair comes in.
Yeah, the hair is for Jorge.
Yeah. If I see it move in time, I know where I'm at.
But you can't watch Joshua's feet. I don't know if you noticed. He never taps in time.
Oh, you know, I did that for a long time. I was like that. I know a lot of guitarists that are like that.
Well, okay, thank you.
So
and it's
guitarists
not
are
that
just dumb.
you're not no. It's more complex, and the average musician brain might not understand this. But for guitarists such as me,
I don't understand.
And myself,
and
yep.
yourself.
Yep. I'll cast myself into
yes,
that into
as
that
me and
troop.
yourself, we tap our feet in because we're doing very complex patterns on the guitar, and
Yeah.
so we're helping ourselves with the syncopations.
That's funny because like other musicians would just think that you don't know how to keep time.
For me,
Yeah.
I do it because I'm nervous. So it's less of a
Full
tap and
disclosure.
more of a twitch. I'm like, oh God, what's the next verse of this song? As I'm singing the first verse of the song, and then you get to the next verse, and it's second verse, same as the first.
That always works.
That's the way to get out of it. All right, so let's hear the next song, and then after this one, I wanna talk to Jorge just a little bit about what it's like to be the drummer in the band of Triplets.
the
all
dirty
right?
secrets.
Yeah,
Be nice,
absolutely.
Jorge.
Yeah,
Okay.
not too nice. We'll see. All right, what's this next one called?
This next one is called Hold On, and it is an original. This is one I wrote, and one of the reasons we're here is we're doing these concerts with the Key Chorale. We're collaborating with them, and it's a storyteller's theme, and that's something we love to do in our songwriting is tell stories. And so this is kind of narrative-driven. We are big into theater, so that has a part to do with it, but really it's a very personal story for me, and it's really connected with audiences across the country we've played. And that's one of our favorite things to do, creating community through our songwriting. So this is Hold On.
Mom was crying on the porch, stretching out her hand. You didn't take a single look back. I watched her from the backseat, don't know what she was yelling. A minute and we passed the railroad track. You didn't take a single look back. Remember when you told me I'll always love your mother, but then you went and left her anyway. I wish I knew how to make you stay. Hold on to me tightly and never let me go. If you're going to leave me, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. Years went by our window, sickness came and took him with it. He went away this time, it was for good. I know I didn't love him like I should. Can you promise me a future? Promise me a family. He promised all my happiness away. I wish I knew how to make him stay. So hold on to me tightly and never let me go. If you're going to leave me, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. Don't wanna know. Well, loving isn't easy, but nothing good comes easy. And darling, you are worth it anyway. You'll never have to beg me to stay. 'Cause I'll hold on to you tightly. I'll never let you go. Even if the world goes crazy, you'll never be alone. You'll never be alone. You'll never be alone. You'll never be alone.
Little Lubben Brothers here on Live Music Showcase. You will never be alone. Unless you are. Well, Jorge, I'm dying to know. You guys rolled in a Toyota Tacoma, right? Yes. With a crazy kind of military-looking trailer almost.
Yes.
Where does everybody sit? You have two. Were there two vehicles, or is it just the one?
Just the one.
Okay,
yeah.
it's just the one.
It actually is a military trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we all sit in the cab. And
Yeah.
it gets a little tight. Especially
Except
if there's a
Tom
kicker
likes
on.
to just stand on the top of the trailer when we go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I get to cuddle Josh a little bit more that way.
There you go. All right, so that kicks off my line of questioning perfectly. Jorge, how is your relationship with the band since being on tour with them?
Oh my gosh, it's been a one roast session after another. No, but it's great. We've gotten along so well. Just our senses of humor really click a lot, so it's really cool. And anytime I go in the car with these guys, it's like a private concert because they're always harmonizing and stuff. So I'm just back there watching the show.
Okay, so then have you noticed any so obviously one thing that always happens with twins, with triplets, and with siblings in general, whenever anybody meets them, there's this generalization of like they're three parts of one individual. But then as you get to know them, you find that each individual has little quirks, little tendencies, different ways of speaking, things like that. Have you noticed anything like that with these three as individuals?
Oh yeah.
Okay, give me an example.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Give me an example for Josh, for Joshua. Give me, like, compared to his brothers, what's something he does that's unique compared to them?
Well, besides the luscious locks,
Right, of course.
he's just I don't know. He's a lot chill.
Okay.
Funny enough, Michael is the one who like surprisingly has a lot of like jokes.
Okay.
And,
Michael's a little more jokey.
He's a little more jokey. He'll pull
Okay.
out some accents here and there that are really funny.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like just the little voices that he does. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
Okay.
And Tom is Tom.
Tom is Tom.
Wow, thanks, Jorge.
So we were talking about this the other day. No. So
No, I know I don't matter.
no, well, Tom, you're like the pioneer, man. You just keep the ship rolling.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. No, Tom's hilarious too. Like Tom's so awesome. I love Tom.
I love it. All right. So if you're just joining us, we're live in studio with the Lubben Brothers here on Live Music Showcase. They are on tour right now. They're touring. How long have you been on tour? How long have you guys been on the road?
That's like just a week, really.
Just a week.
Yeah.
Okay. And
we
what's
like
the
to
run?
keep them short. Well, this was our opportunity to connect with our Florida fans we left last several months ago. Mm-hmm. So we were in Jacksonville and Pensacola, and now we've been in Sarasota with the Key. We're playing with the Key Corral this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Which we're super excited about. And then we'll be in the West Palm Beach area for a few shows, and then we're up to the Nashville area again.
Very cool. And I mean, is there? I know Floridians, I mean, Tampanians wouldn't necessarily know whether or not there is much of a bluegrass Americana scene in West Palm Beach of all places, but is there?
There isn't, and that's one reason why we were based there, is because we were just the one oddball band that decided to stay. And we have, with our classical roots, we could play, like museums and fine art centers when other bluegrass bands wouldn't have made sense, or like bluegrass ensembled bands.
Yeah, please don't call us a bluegrass band.
I just was talking about the format. Yes, we
we
distance ourselves from that. Although we still
you're
play
clearly
a few
not.
of those numbers.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
there's elements of it, obviously, but
There
you're
we go.
clearly not.
Yeah, but the next song that we have on our set list, the choir joins us for this one. So it's very melodic. It's very storytelling.
Yeah.
It's storytelling based, and hearing this huge whoosh of sound behind us from these amazing singers, that's been one of the highlights for sure.
It's probably logistically one of the more difficult things to record too. Yeah.
Yeah, our goal is to record a few of those numbers at some point. We'll find a way, because it's just really awesome.
I love it. All right, let's dive into the next song.
Just a quick bit of context on this one.
Yeah, please.
We really are, in some ways, more of a traditional folk band as far as continuing the footsteps of Woody Guthrie or Pete Seeger, Bob Dylan. One thing that Woody Guthrie would say is a folk song is what's wrong and how to fix it. And that was something that Michael and I, we co-wrote the song, but it was actually while the three of us were doing a musical. We were the band for Woody Guthrie's American Song at Palm Beach Dramaworks. And while we were doing that show, we just felt kind of burdened to write our own song about a current event. And it was shortly after the shooting at Mother Emanuel in Charleston back in 2015.
Wow,
And it was a horrible thing. It should have never happened. But we get so calloused to hearing the news these days, and we wanted to draw attention to it, not just because it was something that we know that if we forget history, we're bound to repeat it. So that's part of the job of the folk band. But also to commemorate the incredible act of forgiveness that these people at Mother Emanuel did. It was just a phenomenal thing. They were even told by the media that, it was wrong for you to forgive the shooter. And they knew that. I mean, it was not deserved, and that is the whole point of forgiveness. And that's something we wanted to put a spotlight on. So this is the Charleston Massacre.
Come in close and listen hard and still. In sorrow with the kindred of those 9 who were killed. Raise a tear-streaked face and wonder why the suffering. Why'd they die like traitors down at Charleston? The evening sun was low, but air was hot as day. As 13 men and women climbed those steps to pray. Oh, the church's doors were closing, but a visitor walked in. He held a secret, his mind was plotting sin. What did you see, St. Peter? What did you see, St. Paul? You stained glass soldiers looking down from blood-stained walls. Could you forgive him for this dreadful sin? Just like those churchmen did down at Charleston. Welcomed him with open arms, and they showed him to a seat. They opened up their Bibles and they got down on their knees. Dylan Roth, the visitor, stood up as they bent down and drew a gun before the group could make a sound. I have to do it, said the gunman without shame. I'll give you something real to pray about, he raved. looked around the frozen room, his cold face warped with hate. And let the devil do his fill as he took aim. What did you see, Saint Peter? What did you see, Saint Paul? You stained glass soldiers looking down from blood-stained walls. Could you forgive him for this dreadful sin? Just like those churchmen did down at Charleston. Grandma Susie Jackson, wrinkled fingers knit in prayer. She cried to heaven as some bullets split the air. But young Tawanza Sanders stepped between her and the gun and bravely gave his life down at Charleston. Dylan Roof was captured and he went before the court as broken families gathered round with broken hearts. Their eyes met his, and instead of hate, they showed him mercy as they one by one forgave. What did you see, Saint Peter? What did you see, Saint Paul? You stained glass soldiers looking down from blood-stained walls. Could you forgive him for this dreadful sin? Just like those churchmen did down at Charleston. What did you see, King Jesus? You wore the traitor's crown as Roman soldiers looked up from blood-stained ground. How could you forgive them for this dreadful sin? As you hung there dying to take us sinners in. Come in closer, listen hard and still, and sorrow with the kindred of the guiltless who were killed. Oh, raise a tear-streaked face and wonder how can they forgive? Can love repair the past and make a dead soul live? How could they love so much down at Charleston?
I love it. It's gorgeous. The chord progression in particular. Ooh wee! It's a little. It's sinister almost.
Yeah, it definitely wants to have that haunting feel. And you'll understand this as also a classical person, but a lot of our songs have natural word painting, and so that progression is just a constant slow descent.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the idea of them, these stained glass images, just looking down, unable to do anything about it.
Yeah. What a lot of people don't realize about especially classical composition is that it very intentionally has kind of a science to the way that the chords, not only the chords themselves are formed, but the way that they are grouped to create a specific emotive response. And then you take that and you compile that with lyrics that are enhanced by that, and now you've got a real story to tell. It's very cool. Very cool to see it in practice.
Thank
or
you.
hear it in practice, I guess you could say. All right, so if you're just joining us, we are here in studio with the Lubben Brothers on Live Music Showcase. We are nearing the end of the show. We're very close to the end of the show, actually. I think you have 2 songs left that you sent us. We probably only have time for one, if we can get away with it. Can we do that? Yeah. So
well, then it would be wrong of us to not use the accordion because it's been sitting here the whole time.
I've been waiting for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it over there in the case. Just very excited personally.
We normally pull it out right at the end so nobody asks for another song.
Yeah. I love it. All right. So here's the. Oh, okay. Well, I'll do the. Well, yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, while they're getting the accordion set up, it's a good time to give credit where credit is due. This show doesn't happen without a team of wonderful volunteers who work behind the scenes tirelessly to make sure that it looks and sounds as good as it does. Sound mixer Mark Perfetti, audio assistant Pam Robinson, video director is Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Lisa Reuter, Charles Holsopple, and Marcy Connors. Our board op is Charlie Cushing. I'm your host, Ken Apperson, and this is Live Music Showcase every Friday at 2 p.m. after the news headlines. Coming up after Live Music Showcase every Friday, we have the Rhythm Revival with Reverend Billy C. Wirtz. It's a crazy good show, super good. If you're into the classic American music of all kinds, blues, boogie woogie, I mean everything truly, and stories behind that music as well, that's definitely a show for you. And to all of Reverend Billy's listeners who are tuning in now, waiting for that show to start, thanks for tuning in. We'd love for you to tune into our show every week as well. All right, so we have one song left.
Yes.
What is it?
We want to save something that's really relevant for everybody. So this is Music for a Found Harmonium, which everyone is aware of, I'm sure. All the young kids are dancing to. And we just wanted to really bridge all the gaps of modern music by throwing in Take Your Choice and Jackson as well. So, those showstoppers all in one song. So here we go.
Love it.
And this is Jeanette, the only female member of the band. So
she's gorgeous.
she is gorgeous.
Man, live music showcase, the Lubben brothers here. And, and I'll say this too, I'm sure that many times with booking or with promo or whatever, like they'll like lean into the triplet thing. Like, triplet thing aside, you guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Each of you are obviously a force individually, because a band like this doesn't work if everyone doesn't also have their composure as a musician individually.
Thank you
Appreciate
so much.
that.
Individual parts working in unison with precision and accuracy, and also organics, and it's very cool to see.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for being on the show. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. The Lubben Brothers, I'll be posting a link to where you can find them to stream their music and their website in the comments of the live stream. You can find that on Facebook and on YouTube. Facebook, WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and on YouTube, WMNF Community Radio. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Apperson. This is Live Music Showcase. And whether or not you're learning how to not kill your siblings when you're in a car for an extended period of time,
We have tips for that.
or you're learning how to maintain your composure on stage, go practice. We'll see you next week.